What's up, guys? We just landed in Memphis, Tennessee, and we're driving into Arkansas. Big shout out to Big Tex Ordnance on this one. They flew me out here for this event. I'm a LMT enjoyer myself. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been shooting these guns for the last couple of years in competitions. Won some matches with them. The spec war that I have is just an absolute hammer. So I'm pretty excited to shoot it in front of LMT proper, and we're just getting started. Moving up towards stairs.
Yep. What do you see up there?
All right, guys, we just finished up the LMT Shooters Experience this weekend at Tier 1 Group Training Facility just outside of Memphis. I'm here with Joe from LMT.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Very good. I'll let you introduce yourself, give them your whole spiel, and then we'll jump right into it.
My name's Joe Haney. I am the commercial sales manager primarily at LMT Defense. I handle law enforcement, small mill, gov OEM, some other marketing things as well. Been with the company for 5 years now, and we brought the LMT Owners Experience around. This is the second annual one. Brought it around last year basically to kind of open the company up, you know, pull some of the doors back and have a more personalized experience with the people that support the brand, and give them a more hands-on experience to shoot our weapons and engage with other shooters.
And you guys gave all of us here this weekend ample opportunities to do things far outside of the norm for training, which is a very unique aspect about this weekend's event. I know for me, the unknown distance range was awesome, shooting some of the longer range weapon systems. 40 millimeters, you gotta love them.
I've never met anybody who hasn't shot a 40 mic and didn't walk away with a smile. I've never seen an unhappy grenade launcher shooter.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I brought 100 chalk rounds.
100 chalk rounds.
And they went so fast.
About 15 minutes.
Like, that's it. And so it was awesome that, you know, sometimes if you're going to different range events, or like if you've been to SHOT Show's range event, or just local ones, with a specialty item like that, you might get to shoot it once. But we all got to shoot that.
The shot range,
times.
the shot range days are hard. You know, the NRA range days, as necessary as they are.
Absolutely.
Man, it's so busy. You know, I'm going on like my 14th year of doing this kind of thing, and you never get one-on-one time.
Sure.
So someone comes up, they shoot it, they walk away.
That's it.
And that's it. You know, you can't really talk to them about the product. You can't ask them with their feedback. So it almost leaves no opportunity from the main people like yourself in the industry who are influencers to help promote the product. You can't ask feedback because you don't have enough time for it. You have to, you know, if I can get you to sit down and we can have time later on, that's better. This opportunity here, we get that feedback.
I couldn't agree more. As you guys know, I used the Spec War in competition 12.5 direct impingement AR, which this is your personal gun.
This is my personal gun.
This is Joe's personal Spec War right here, which is pretty cool. What serial number are you? 05.
That has 05. So that's
05.
that was the 5th one off the line, and
nice.
My lucky number's 5, so I actually
goodness.
I was able to snag that one.
59.
59. That's pretty good.
58. Yeah,
that's cool.
It was on your
cool.
first
batch.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin Yang. But
Kevin.
he sent me a message. I told him I liked this Spec War, and I didn't understand how like rare the gun was at the time.
Yeah.
And because he had one of the first ones that was probably in civilian hands, and he just sends me a text message going, "Hey, those uppers are in stock that you wanted," and I'm like, "Cool." And one thing with me is that if I'm selling any gun parts on tax swap or arms list or whatever, gun money stays gun money. So I looked into my PayPal account and I had enough money for the upper and we sent it, okay? But that's the gun that I've won multiple titles on for multi-gun. It's my main night vision gun. It's my duo gun. If I had to grab one gun out of the safe, it's what I'm grabbing.
Sure.
But I got to experience other things like a piston 12.5, and tuning that gas system down just allows you to get the recoil impulse that you desire. And shooting some of the larger caliber guns like the MRGG 6.5 Creedmoor AR-10, phenomenal. I mean, I hit 950 yard targets.
Yeah.
Like nearly first round impacts on laddering that up on the unknown distance range.
And the best thing about that is when you get a shooter that's able to engage and successfully complete, rounds on target, they're gonna walk away wanting more. Because if you gave them a system that is just like, yeah, I tried and I missed, I think I hit something, they're never gonna feel that excitement, and it's never gonna build into something else. Sure. And so you want a good system in a demo.
Yep. And we had some hanging steel out there, so when it smacked, you could absolutely tell it hit. And touching on the novice shooters, there was a wide array of shooter skill levels here. We have someone who is 4 months into their shooting career. They just moved out of the communist New York state, and now he's a Florida man. He
is quintessential Florida man.
Yeah, and
Matthew, thanks for coming out.
But it's awesome to see guys that are 4 months in, or 4 years in, or 40 years in. We had a 74-year-old with us, Wild Bill, and he was doing the drills with us, and he was shooting, he was getting hits, and he was riding the vehicles with us.
He was running. We did the shoot and move. We had Zach, our international manager. He was on site giving instruction on shoot, move, communicate. And here's a gentleman midway into his 70s, trotting down the range, getting behind cover and stuff like that, engaging steel.
Bill and I tore it up. Wild Bill's badass. He is a grandpa that I would want. So shout out to his kids and his grandkids, and shout out to Wild Bill for just getting after it at 74.
Right.
And having excellent taste in guns. Yeah, so we did quite a lot this weekend.
Man, we did everything. So we started off with just flat range shooting, right? Getting people familiar with reloads, up drills,
some movement,
some moving, and then that culminates into putting it all together. And that was the shoot, move, communicate drill. Then we went off and took that application and put it into MOUT training. You've got urban terrain, and that's something that a lot of people don't get to do.
There was a full town that we got to shoot in, okay? And we were using simunition guns with paint rounds on it. And you mentioned earlier that we get to get very personal at this event, right? And so I had the honor and the luxury of being shot in the ass cheek. I'm gonna get shot in the ass.
You ready, sir?
Ooh.
Is it where you wanted it?
Oh, this is dead accurate aim. Thanks to the LMT. Oh yeah.
The honor was mine, sir.
Thank you.
We're bonded now, I think.
Forever
Bonded. What happens to the experience stays at the experience.
Damn right. But it was great. I mean, these are new people, right?
Absolutely.
I knew a handful of people here.
Dave Wilson from
Dave Wilson
D. Wilson Manufacturing came out.
Stud. If you need a LMT barrel cut, go bug him and write him. He really likes reading, so make sure the email you send him is at least 9 paragraphs. But we got to take a short period of time, familiarize ourselves with the communications needed for the MOUT training.
Yep.
And we were clearing our embassy that we have here together as a team, communicating through neutralizing threats. Neutralizing civilians. I shot Bob a couple times. It happens. It's wild in there. It's wearing overalls. Fuck wears those. But it's fun, and we
added strobe lights, cutting off lights,
the music. Yep. But so that was a super cool opportunity, being able to actually utilize our weapon systems with sim BCGs and paint rounds, clearing through a building, talking, communicating, and using our applications for what they're built for, what the professionals use them for.
That's the goal of the owner's experience is, damn, that's a big ass book. That's the goal of the owner's experience, is to give regular Joes an experience of what, I mean, there's no secret that the majority of what LMT does is based around defense industry.
Absolutely.
International, law enforcement, gov, that sort of stuff. That is the bread and butter, and that's the reason why, we are where we are. No one would be interested if we didn't have contracts.
Right.
So we want to give regular Joes that experience, and they come out and it just lights a fire for more training. And that's what's really needed in this industry, is people focus not just on preserving Second Amendment, but getting the training necessary to employ it when needed.
Yes. You guys know I train all around the country. I host classes through Rogue Methods, private training as well, and you need to put rounds through your weapon system to become comfortable with it. I will pick up some OPT4 on Force on Force. I'll challenge you. As a Grandmaster USPSA shooter, I'm about it, okay? But it's fun, but I have a lot of time on the gun, and that translates to if you're to use this application in real life, which I hope none of us would have to, of course, but if it came down to it, we're ready. So after Mont, we got some chow, and then we moved into some night vision.
Night vision, yeah, it was a long day, but man, it was really worth it. We finished up thanks in partnership to TNVC.
Yes.
They lent us some. So the one big thing with night vision, it's expensive. It's not for everybody, but part of that experience, a lot of these shooters, especially the Spec War, and we got done talking about how we developed Spec War, it was developed purposefully for night vision use.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Exactly. And so we got out with night vision. Ops Corps dropped us some lids, got amps for ear protection as well, and we were able to provide all the tools needed to give these people an experience under night vision. We had some thermal out there as well.
Shout out TNVC. I'm looking for a second set right now. But it's great. We had 3 sets of binos out there for new shooters to use nods, I think for the first time for a handful of them.
There were several.
Or maybe outside of their service.
Well, and then there was others like the DTNVSs that you have right there. There was one gentleman, I think he just had a PVS 14 or something like that. And he was really itching to try something else, and these are really clear. They have nice white phos tubes.
They're nice and light too.
Exactly, and so being able to put those onto his helmet that he already had, he was like, "Man, I've been really wanting to try this, but you can't just walk into any shop and say, hey, do you have any binos that I can try out?
Let me try these out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shooting with them and stuff." No one's gonna let you do that. So being able to get out with some loaner gear from great companies like that, who are also focused on the same things that we want to do in the community.
If you guys haven't shot under night vision, I would look for opportunities in your area to go shoot them. If you're in Arizona and you want to come shoot a night match, there's a monthly one at PRG and also Cowtown Range. I usually have my night vision with me. So if you see me at the range, come bug me. I'll let you look through them. I've got some 31 alphas, they're extremely clear, but it is, especially for cam op, we're breaking the fourth wall right now, the man behind the camera, but as he says, it's a life-changing experience.
From somebody that doesn't have night vision, this is next level. It's actually life-changing.
It is.
And I'm sure with everything he's making from these videos, he'll probably get some night vision, right?
Like, there's no way you can witness this and not own it.
That's what I like to see.
There it is. There it is.
And that was just the first day, so everything we just talked about was first day.
Yeah.
Just breezing through the second part of the day. Just, I know we're long-winded with this, but there's so much stuff that we did in the morning.
Long range.
Yeah, we did the unknown distance range. So we were up on an elevated hill platform, and we had a range all the way out to 1,000 yards. We ended up taking some yardage after we shot. Because we wanted to experience like the unknown aspect of the target, IDing it, figuring out those our reticles, figuring out the dope, the mills, etc. It's different when you don't have the data leading up to it, but it's good to try to guesstimate, and we did guess some of the targets at correct distances, but there was a lot that we got wrong. I got a confirmed hit on the Spec War at that 715 target.
No shit.
It's pretty
That's
dope.
awesome. That's a
there's
good
almost
shot,
like
yeah.
It's very hard to see the energy at the. I was shooting 55 grains too.
That's
out of a 12.5.
Yeah.
Crazy, but we were hitting it, and I mean it like just barely moved, like millimeters. But and then the MRGG out to like 950, easy. I didn't take a shot at the 1,000-yard target because I didn't see it. Shout out to being colorblind. It was just buried away in the brush, but guys were hitting it with their MRGG builds. and it's cool to have that opportunity.
Right.
There's not a lot of 1,000-yard ranges that the public can just go and shoot willy-nilly and
Right.
try to stretch a 12.5 as far as it can go.
Yeah.
55, it's crazy.
And we broke into machine guns.
Yes. Talk
Grenade
about some of the
launchers.
machine guns that we had here.
Wow. So one of them that we had out there was our 300 Blackout. It was a quad rail, your quintessential
Yeah.
Mark 18 build, but it was in 300 black.
And it was so controllable. I mean, like, almost zero recoil on that gun.
No, it was very quiet, very low recoil. We were shooting some like I think 208 subs or something like that.
208 hollow point boat tail subs, and we were getting impacts. Like I think we have footage of doing double taps and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 2 for 2. Those loud guns are just messing with this. That's good luck right there. This is good luck. I'm about to hit this shot with Mr. Ladybug on me. Thanks, Mr. Ladybug. That was a 200-yard target with subs on 300 Blackout with just an EOTech.
And we only had to hold just like it was the
Second dot.
Yeah, it was a purpose-built EOTech
Yep.
for 300 Blackout, and we just had to add a little bit of elevation. And everybody that walked up to it, it's another one of those weapon systems you can't help but enjoy. So
much fun,
yeah.
so quiet, and you said that gun has how many thousand rounds on it, and you
couldn't even tell you. It's somewhere north of probably 8,500 or whatever. It just goes to every range event.
and like
yeah.
occasionally the wipe down of a BCG, but just only add in oil, and it just keeps on running. That's what I love about my LMT the most, is just the reliability behind these guns. And then we have the 40s out there.
We had the 40s out there.
So we have the Scarface gun with the 203 on the bottom. We had the concealable 40mm pistol.
Roll that clip.
And we're back.
And we're back.
We were trying to get spicy and shoot it through these big old holes on the cement wall, and we were trying to take some pick shots at the 200-yard target, but it's there's a little bit more that goes into aiming a 40mm projectile that's arcing through the sky. We got close on a lot of them, but I don't know if anybody actually hit the target. I think Ian might have.
Hey man, you're close enough for grenades.
Yeah.
You
They do a 10-foot radius, right?
Zach, 10 meter?
15 meter casualty radius, 5 meter kill radius.
Bingo. So if we're knocking at their heels, I think we got them.
Yeah.
I think we got them. That honestly, I think outside of like these beautiful platforms,
Right.
40 was definitely my favorite.
40 is a cool thing to
And
shoot.
yeah, like you said, 100 chalk rounds we just blew through in like half hour. We got some challenge. We did some vehicle stuff, which is
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah,
Shooting out of vehicles is very
stuff
rare.
with vehicles.
A lot of vehicle CQB courses, you're in a stationary vehicle, and you might shoot through the windshield and inhale a bunch of glass dust and fuck your lungs up. But we actually got to shoot out of moving vehicles. The LMT Spec War utilizes this 12.5 barrel, giving you a nice compact package, which makes it perfect for drive-bys. Contact ray! Very fun. I shot my pistol out of it for most of the time. We heard them Glock boys were on our corner again. Which, you know, it's always good to get reps. You know, my MVP gang out there, we're about it, and we don't stand for nothing else when we were getting those hits. But it's cool that we all got to have those opportunities, right?
This is all part of the experience. It's all things. The instructors that were here on site, they were like, "Yeah, this is real shit that we did during GWAT." You know, up until a few years ago when they were still hot and heavy operational. Everything that we did this weekend was confirmed real-world experiences with very similar weapon systems.
Yeah.
So
Probably better weapon systems now with these.
definitely.
Well, better than GWAT.
And the facility that we're at, we were able to bump in with real operational guys. I think there's some guys from MEU that were out here.
Yeah.
So you know, for people that are coming out to this, and it highlights the experience even more that what they're doing. Though on a smaller capacity, they're rubbing shoulders with guys who are doing it professionally as their
like
day-to-day
we're staying in
job.
the same barracks, we're shooting on the same ranges, we're utilizing the same strategic inputs that they might be using.
The
in a
instructor
real-world.
cadre.
Yes, and it's an awesome experience. It's fun more than anything else. Like
Absolutely.
I had a blast this weekend.
Absolutely.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate being here and going from Kevin texting me a link to my Spec War upper to like shooting with you guys and being
Right.
on the range, and like this was all in 48 hours. It's crazy. It feels like we've been here a week with everything that we've done. So yeah, thank you so much for
Absolutely,
having this
man.
event. I'm here with one of the sponsors of the LMT Shooters Experience, Big Tex Ordnance. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Josh. I handle all the FFL things for BTO, and it's a good time.
I am Ian, and I'm the warehouse manager for Big Tex Ordnance. We carry a ton of LMT products, from uppers to lowers to complete rifles to barrels to BCGs.
I was surprised to see how much stuff that you guys actually had in stock, because if you're an LMT enjoyer, which you probably are if you're watching this video, you know how elusive some of those parts can be.